Hello and welcome to Fontaine Modification. This video will introduce you to some of the power tools commonly used here at Fontaine. More importantly, it will help you become familiar with the safety guidelines surrounding these tools. This video will cover the safe operation of the following tools: electric impact wrench, pneumatic impact wrench, Sawzall, air saw, drill press, die grinder, huck gun, mag drill, angle grinder, and hand drill. Electric impact wrench. Begin by inspecting the battery pack and gun for any signs of damage before use. If any damage is noted, discontinue use immediately. Always select the correct size driver for the socket that will be used, and ensure that the driver and socket are fully locked into the impact and the correct direction is selected. Whenever possible, use two hands to support the impact. Tighten the bolt down to the desired level. To ensure proper installation, always check with a torque wrench that has been set to the necessary level. Clean any dirt or debris from the impact and socket before returning to the toolbox. Ensure that the tool stays clean and dry to guarantee proper performance and long life. Pneumatic wrench. Inspect air lines and gun for any signs of damage prior to use. If any damage is noted, discontinue use immediately. Add oil to ensure proper lubrication if it has not already been done that day. If in doubt, add a little to be safe. Wipe off any excess oil. Connect the air line to the gun and ensure that the air exhaust is pointed away from you. Ensure that the driver and socket are fully locked into the impact wrench and correct direction is selected. Safely supporting the impact, tighten the bolt down to the desired level. To ensure proper installation, always check with a torque wrench that has been set to the necessary level. Clean any dirt or debris from the impact and socket before returning to the toolbox. Ensure that the tool stays clean and dry to guarantee proper performance and long life. Sawzall. Inspect the power cord and saw for any signs of damage prior to use. If any damage is noted, discontinue use immediately. Before plugging in, insert the correct saw blade for the material to be cut into the saw and tighten. Ensure that the blade is secure and will have a full range of motion. Ensure that proper gloves and face shield are worn during operation. Secure the piece to be cut so that it cannot move. Usually a vice grip is used. Do not cut anything held by a person or loosely laying on a workbench. This is a safety violation and will be dealt with accordingly. Make a couple of passes with the blade manually to begin a cut line. Power up the saw, and using two hands to support, make the cut. Ensure that your hands are kept away from the saw blade and out of the path of travel at all times. When complete, ensure the blade and part are cool before cleaning debris. Throw away scraps and debris and clean the work area after every use. Inspect the blade and replace as necessary. When complete, store the clean saw in the designated spot. Air saw. Always use the saw with tool guards tightened in place. Disconnect the air line before replacing the blade or adjusting the guards. Oil air saws daily before use. Replace blades frequently to avoid poor cutting performance and having to force the tool. Air saws require gloves and safety glasses during use. Keep hands away from the saw blade and out of the path of travel at all times. Drill press. When operating a drill press, always wear safety glasses during use. Never wear gloves, loose-fitting clothing, jewelry, or unsecured long hair near a drill press in operation. Appropriately clamp the workpiece on the press with a secured drill press vise or specific clamps used on the tool. Never hold a workpiece with your hand on the drill press when in use. Use bit oil when cutting thicker than 1/8 inch steel. Proceed slowly with the drill handle with continuous and even pressure. Make sure the bit speed is adjusted correctly according to the material being worked. Reference a drill press bit speed chart or ask your supervisor if unsure. If you are getting discolored chips or fast bit wear, the bit speed is probably set incorrectly. Unplug or disable the drill with appropriate safety tags, usually built into the press, when changing bits or making adjustments. Clean up any and all debris on and around the drill press daily. This includes cleaning the drill press as well as any shavings that fell to the floor. Cleaning should also be done after each usage to maintain a safe work environment. Die grinder. Remove the air line from the tool before changing a bit. To ensure your safety and the long life of the tool, oil the die grinder daily. Make sure the tool speed is adjusted appropriately for the material being worked. Ask your supervisor if you're unsure. Select the appropriate bit for the type of work being done. There are hundreds of types of die grinder bits. Always wear a face shield over safety glasses when using a die grinder. Frequently, the manufacturer has recommendations in the user manuals with regards to speed and bit type. If unsure, ask your supervisor. Huck gun. Before beginning work, inspect the unit for damaged hoses or cords. Check the fluid level. Place the huck collar on the bolt. Push the gun onto the bolt by holding the back side of the bolt so the gun goes on as far as possible. Once the gun is on the bolt, remove your hands from the back side of the bolt before the trigger is pulled on the gun. Ensure hands, fingers, wiring, or any other obstructions are away from the head of the gun or bolt head while the gun is in operation. If using break-off style hucks, hold the trigger on the gun until the huck tail breaks off. If using newer style hucks, hold the trigger until the collar is fully swaged and the pressure relief valve opens on the power rig unit. Let off the trigger and remove the gun, then repeat the process. Mag drill. Before using the tool, inspect the drill for damaged parts, frayed cords, and other potential safety hazards. Always support the drill with two hands and use the safety strap. Use a center punch to mark the part that needs to be drilled. This will ensure that the center pin on the bit seats into the part to prevent the drill from walking. Inspect the bit for any damage or wear, and after verifying that it is the correct size, ensure that it is fully seated in the drill. Check to make sure the surface is clean, along with the magnet on the drill, to ensure the drill rests securely on the surface and allows the magnet to stick. When using an extension cord, wrap the cord ends around one another, creating a loose knot to prevent unexpected power loss. Ensure there are no obstructions behind the area being drilled, such as fuel lines or harnesses. Use cutting cream or fluid to lubricate bits. Position the guide pin over the center punch point and ensure that the safety strap is securely attached. Turn the magnet on, ensure the drill is secure, and then turn on the drill motor. Slowly push the handle forward, allowing the bit to start cutting, and continue steady pressure until the hole is drilled. When the drilling is complete, turn off the motor, then the magnet. Never drill into the top or bottom of a frame flange, unless it is behind the rearmost spring hanger or forward of the forwardmost spring hanger. Never drill any hole in a frame higher or lower than any existing hole. If the hole you are drilling is closer than 5/8 of an inch to another hole, the other hole may need to be filled. Ask your supervisor before drilling. Angle grinder. Check the cable outlet terminal pins for proper placement and to make sure they are secure and intact. Check the power cable for torn or frayed wire sheathing and to make sure no bare wires are protruding. Check and make sure the power cable is properly secured to the grinder housing. Inspect the grinder housing for cracks or damages that could cause the grinder to be unsafe to handle. Make sure the grinder cutting attachment safety guard is secure and not damaged, causing unsafe conditions. Ensure that the grinder cutting attachment is properly secured with the proper hold-down nut, and ensure the hold-down nut removes and reattaches properly. Check to see if the cutting attachment is intact and clear from chips or cracks. Damaged cutting attachments can explode, causing severe injury or death. Before using the angle grinder, check the function of the tool, pointing it away from you and others. When cutting or grinding the desired material, always position the safety guard so that the sparks and related excess material are directed away from you and others. Hand drill. Always inspect the drill for damage before using it. This may include a damaged cord, missing or loose ground terminal, or a cracked or loose handle. Never use a damaged drill, and take care to prevent damage to drills. For instance, never drag or lift a drill by the cord. Add 3 drops of air tool oil to air drills before using them every day. If the chuck requires a chuck key, use one that fits the chuck correctly. Unplug or disconnect the drill from the air line before installing or removing the drill bit. Use caution. Drill bits will be hot after drilling. Some drill bits have flat spots that need to be positioned in the chuck correctly. This eliminates the drill bit from slipping in the chuck. However, this will cause the bit to break if it locks up in the hole you are drilling. Larger drill bits may not break and will twist the drill in your hand. This could cause your hand to be pinched against something or could twist your wrist. Always grip the drill tight with both hands. Before drilling, always look behind the area you intend to drill for anything that could be damaged. For instance, wires, air lines, ECUs, or other people. Safety glasses, full face protection, and gloves are required when drilling. Long hair or loose clothing should be tied back to prevent being tangled in the drill. When the drill is close to drilling through the hole, reduce the pressure applied. This will help the bit from locking up into what you are drilling. Always drill at a right angle. If you are drilling a large hole, use a smaller pilot bit and work up to the larger size. Use a drill with the correct speed. Higher speed drills work well with small holes, but will dull larger drill bits. Once a drill bit is dull, discontinue using it. Never hold an object in your hand to drill it. Clamp it down or place it in a vise. Thank you for your time and attention to this video. Safety is paramount here at Fontaine Modification, and with your help, we can ensure that our entire team enjoys a safe and pleasant work environment. If you have any questions, please ask your supervisor.